long as you're not owing on it, that will be your security or collateral that I will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one time, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. They come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on side. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you go to the church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. It's back on our Thursday tonight. So remember, 6 is the phone line to call in viewers to have a live discussion with me, Saeed, and the general public will be listening to you. So remember that. Remember, viewers, Real Talk is giving you 4% on fixed deposit. Don't forget that. It is the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is giving you 4%. So remember that, viewers. But as we start off our program tonight, viewers, President of the Online Gaming Agent Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Dean Prasad, is calling on all lotto agents not to participate in the new court payment scheme launched by the National Lottery Control Board on Monday. Prasad stated that the members of the Online Gaming Association are no longer agents of NLCB alone, as they also take payments from customers for B-Mobile, Digicel, Flow, and WASA, among others. He said the latest court pay fee was imposed without consultation by the association and its agent and without proper notice of how the system works by the NLCB. Now, I'm going to tell you something. About a few days ago, a guy went to make payment to maintenance. 3,500 he paid in maintenance via credit card. And on the system, it is not showing up. It is not showing up on the court pay system. Now I could show you the proof that he sent to me. When his ex-wife went, they gave them a code, a number to type in online so that you would see when the payment was made and how much the individual paid. Now the payment is not showing up. It is not showing up. Remember I talked about this. And this is the second time it has happened to the individual. The payment is not showing up at all, at all, at all. So who's responsible for this now? So what if his ex-wife decided to go and take out a warrant now? What's going to happen with this individual? He's going to spend a weekend in the station or a night in the station, and then the next morning now he'll have to go to court and explain what happened? No, that's cock and bull. That is ridiculous. Supposing now police should take out warrant, police hold him, and he decide now to put the court pay, whoever designed that app, supposing he decide to put them in court now. What's going to happen? He had to wait 10 years for a result? Now the president now of the Online Gaming Association is calling on agents not to take any payments, maybe for WhatsApp, for B-Mobile, for Flow, among other things. If you are an NLCB agent, you deal with what? Gambling alone. Somebody come to Better Mark, somebody come to Better Playway, a Lotto, a Quick Pick, Scratch. That is an LCB thing. Not WhatsApp bill, not B-Mobile bill, not Flow bill. Not, to make it more worse now, NLCB never had a discussion with the agents. That's bull. So back to the guy who made the payment via maintenance through a credit card. It is not showing. So what's going to happen there now? How many men now are there outside who is making payments via credit card and it is not showing up on the system? What is going to happen with that? I'm not hearing, how the guy name from the Single Fathers Association? What's his name again? Rondell. Haven't any father contacted him as yet concerning this issue? Where's my phone? Oh, I don't have my phone. And I said, after the break, viewers, hopefully I will send it to my director, they will crop it, and they will put it up. It's proof that the guy made the payment a couple days ago. His ex-wife went now online to check payments, and there was nothing there. There was no payment. And it's days going now. So he now have to go to the court now, family court now, to rectify that problem. Which may take him a couple days now, or take whoever is in charge a couple days now to rectify that problem while the child's starving and the mother wants to maybe in a rage now, no money. You don't make no payment, you're giving me a 649 now, and boom, when they do check now, she got to take out a warrant. Who is paying for this delay? Who is paying for this delay? This is maintenance. That is why I said this online thing for maintenance. Let me tell you something, it's crap, it's waste of time. It's waste of time. Now, Passad also referred to a report that NLCB and the judiciary has been in negotiation and tested the project for months. He said while this was going on, the association was not aware, which he found disrespectful. He urged Online Gaming Association agents and the public to think carefully before accepting or making payments. The guy made a payment and they couldn't find it. They can't find it through the court pay system. Who is responsible for this delay? If the ex decides to take out a warrant and police hold the individual, Who is paying him? Is the court going to pay him? Is the government, is the ministry going to pay him? Is the court, whoever in charge of the court pay system, are they going to pay him for their mistakes that the system made? Who? So this is issue now that single fathers will face. I tell you, the guy sent me proof. I contacted the wife, the ex-wife. Have you made your, did you receive any money? No, Saeed, it's days now, it's going. I said, well, the guy had proof that he made the payments. I said, come and sit and talk with me. I will show you the proof. I sent the proof for her. The guy made his payment a couple days ago. She went up online with the access code they gave her. And no money. No money, no money. So if a warrant comes out, again I'm asking, who is responsible for this? You think it's easy to spend a night in jail? It's not easy. For something you already paid for. Who's covering that? Who is covering that cost? You know what he's going to get now? He's going to get a bad name now. That, oh, you hire child minding and you want to make your payment. Your ex now had to go and take out warrant for you. What's that? What's that? Call her good night.
Hi, Saeed, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
So, yesterday, talking about when the guy made his payment, did you receive a slip from the NLCB letter region?
I'm not hearing you clearly.
When the guy made the payment, when the guy made the payment for the when the guy made the payment for the maintenance thing side, did he receive a slip from the NLCB letter region?
He made it via credit card.
Now, something is wrong side because these machines strictly accept only cash only. None of the NLTV machines are them.
No, but
accept any form of debit card or credit card.
But the thing is, the guy have been paying through credit card for some time now, and he never had a problem.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but it's something really strange because I've never heard of no type of debit card or credit card being paid by NLTV.
Because he used
cash only. When you do a payment, whatever transaction you make,
he used the same system.
Showing what you paid on.
He used.
Type one more thing quickly, right? I believe it's touch on it. But today the Prime Minister had a press conference pertaining to the Brent conversation with the gentleman who is the license fire dealer who was charged, was given bail, went to Barbados to catch a connected flight to Miami and no.
Yeah, that's a serious thing, you know.
And both the man back to Trinidad. Right? And now today the Prime Minister talking about he is on our way and he is not this and he is not that. It's pure lie. Because today, the former Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, said when he was National Security Minister, in terms of the acquisition of any nationals, it must require intervention from the government.
Yes, yes.
The National Security Minister, or for instance, they use the government plane to fly with the authority from the Prime Minister or the Minister of National Security. So the Prime Minister now to come to us and telling us this bunch of lies. Prime Minister, please, you've had enough of this. Let's be honest with us. Because guys, because that affiliation with this man related to fire license, you're all trying to fight out everybody who has some sort of association with Guy Griffith. That's what we know the government is being vindictive and wicked. But I hope that the court take away the immunity, immunity from these individuals. When the man went to all the policemen and headquarters, love everything. Don't let taxpayers' money cover this. Take away the qualified immunity and the money covered in their pocket. Because it's high time this company has to stop in this country. Thank you, Saeed.
Thank you, my friend. But the thing is, hear this, if you are a holder of a licensed firearm, you know you can't travel with that firearm. You cannot leave Trinidad with that firearm, you know, even though you are a license holder, you know. Imagine that. You're a businessman. In your country, you are licensed to carry a firearm. But when you're traveling, you have to lodge your weapon in a station. Imagine that, And you're a businessman. Hey, you see this bacchanal with the airplane and this man? It's real bacchanal, you know. But nevertheless, you know, I got my info from those in authority. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is calling on People's National Movement members to offer themselves as candidates for the local government election. The party secretary said Dr. Rowley made the announcement at a general council meeting of the party on Monday. The release quotes the Prime Minister as saying the local government election is imminent. Added that the party takes its responsibility to govern seriously. Wow. And is committed to participating in every election. Nominations will be open from May 2nd to June 2nd. And screening will begin shortly after the nominees for all 141 electoral districts across 14 different areas. Hey, anybody going up? Call a good night.
Good night, Saieed. This
My
is
friend.
the imitation vaccine regret. A couple of things. I listened to your real partner. You know the fella talk about Fitzy. I hear Fitzy saying criminals have friends in parliament, they have in the judiciary, they have all over the place. I want to tell Fitzy I agree with him. You remember a fellow by the name of Berkeley? Who he was friend with, and he ended up almost sitting in the president's chair, you know.
Almost.
Right. No. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about this thing about Mr. Baker. I had cause to go back to the Monos Island business, boy. The Monos Island business was in 2005.
Yeah.
You know who was the prime minister then?
Tell me.
A fellow by the name of Manning. And you know who put him there? The man who had moral and spiritual value high on the agenda. You know when they make that drug bust, the judge do the sentences, mash up the police, Nothing come out of that after. No policemen were disciplined. Nothing happened. I show all them police in high places now, Full circle come. We have, you remember a fellow by the name of Nelson? We implicate some high because a fellow by the name of Alwari is now somewhere went and give a statement implicating all of that. Like them police have on the boots yesterday, have an audience with the whole of the cabinet. Now we had this Brent Thomas, police again. I hear Gigi Gary say them police should be moved out of PSB. Why are they mashing up PSB? You know why they mashing up PSB? You remember Berkey's best friend was who, a minister, a fat lady? Look out in the next year or so. What happened to our AG is lose his memory. And it is lose files. Look out at that. I'll go and have a nice day.
Thank you, my friend. Some facts, boy. So Trinidad and Tobago, all calls continue for his removal. As National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines declared that he will not be distracted, he stated, "I am now fit and ready for this fight. I will not be moved." Fitzy, let me tell you something. If the Prime Minister ain't move here, you cannot be moved. But listen this. Listen this. The President of Trinidad and Tobago, the person who holds the highest chair, I wonder if they have authorization. I wonder. Because we have an individual, a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, who is the Minister of National Security for the leading administration that is governing Trinidad and Tobago presently. And under his watch, crime is rampant in Trinidad and Tobago. Our Prime Minister said, allegedly said, he has no problem with Hines. Hines is doing a very good job. A very good job. Keep in mind, Hines said to us, it is not his duty to keep the citizens safe. Whose duty is it? If crime is rampant in the country and TTPS cannot take control of it, listen carefully. If TTPS cannot take control of it, who is the individual that comes under fire? The Minister of National Security. Why? He is not doing his job as demanding. I want to let you understand this. I want to let you understand this. If he is not demanding from the Commissioner of Police, get your operational in gears. Get your operational tactical squad in gears. Because I am a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, and being a minister, I am the one that comes under fire. From who? From the citizens of our country. Because whose name is being called? Not the police, not the commissioner. The name that is being called is Fitzgerald Hines as the Minister of National Security. So it is okay now to tell him that, hey, you're not doing your job. And then, but let me tell you something. He ain't doing his job, and the Commissioner of Police ain't know how to fight crime. So we have two people who knows nothing about crime. No wonder why crime is rampant in our country. Saieed, don't say nothing, you're bashing. When a bandit break down your door and interfere with your family, then you're going to know what Saieed was talking about. Then you will understand what Saieed is talking about. Then you will understand how serious it is. Until your wife get raped, until they may kidnap your son, until they may ask for ransom, you will not know how serious it is. Fitzgerald Hines have bodyguard 24/0. His children, if he has small children, they are protected with what? Bodyguards when? Day and night. You protected? You can't even get a licensed gun. You know why? You know why? Because Trinidad and Tobago will come the wild, wild west if you got a licensed gun. But it is okay for the police to prosecute you, the homeowner, when somebody enters into your property unlawfully and interfere with your family, raping your child, raping your daughter. They might even rape your son too, the way things going. So it's the male and female getting raped in the house, and if you kill the intruder, the police coming to prosecute you. The judge wants to nail you. You know why? You use excessive force. So what you going to do? When bandit come in the house, wifey, let her do you what they want. Daughter, come now. Son, come, sit down. Let the bandit do all what they want. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. Jump my fence and come into my house. It ain't nothing like judge, and it ain't nothing like police there, you know. Because the mother good son will go missing. So I want to ask now, from the ministers, come down to the police in Trinidad and Tobago. If a bandit comes into your house, what are you going to do? Call the police? Hi, this is the police station, John Doe Police Station. There's a bandit in my house. I live in Shogunas. Well, you know, we don't have any vehicle, or there's no one here presently to come to assist you. Really? Felicity, right here in Shogunas, they get so fed up of crime. So fed up of crime, they decide to launch their own security team. You know what my advice is to them on national television? When you catch a bandit or a thief, all you know what to do. All you know what to do. Why is someone coming into your house 12 o'clock in the night when you're sleeping? Who invited him 12 o'clock in the night while I and my family are sleeping? And the courts now want to tell me I am using excessive force? Well, he used to come in my house. He's Superman. He's God. He put his hand on a locked door and he said, open sesame, and the door opened. Really? Really? Come and try that inside the house. I don't know why you say. I will say abracadabra, 1, 2, 3, and poof! The mother good son disappear. The mother good son disappear. So the police are going to know, the mother are going to know where she good son gone, and I won't have to face the judge. If all your homeowners don't defend all your house, don't expect the bandit to leave all your, with all your nice car, and all a nice jewel, and your little 200-300 you have saving to pay your light bill or your water rate or to buy a little piece of meat to eat. Because when they come, they do business who you is, you know. They do business if you married a policeman daughter, you know. They do business if it's a minister, your family, you know. Because they will rake, and they will scrape, and they will rape. And then the court wants to tell me now, or the police want to tell me now, excessive force. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Mr. Saieed, this country is a cartoon's country. You can do that, the minister security. This is his country. He can do what he wants. He and Rowley can do what they want, say what they want, do what they want. So you can't do, nobody can do nothing, and in any day, them is the boss. Mr. Saieed, I'm trying to get you some Tuesday, but I get through with you. What happened, Mr. Saieed? I went to TNTech to do all this transaction, put in a Sunday, because right now I'm sick and I can't move around much. So I said, I'll do it on a Sunday.
You were the same guy who went to WhatsApp?
I rented the land, and I get the owner who gave me the receipt, who I pay rent to. He gone in TNTech with me. And you know what you want him to do in TNTech? Transfer my house in the owner name that he landlord. And then the landlord would transfer it in my son name. That's stupidness. How I could do anything like that?
That's madness.
Yeah. So the end of the day, poor people, I have no say, and I don't know what the minister of electricity doing, how them can deal with the poor people who are transaction. If a man dead, they try and get in trouble to get the light bill paid. You have to pay the old people names stuff. So they are doing nothing to help the poor people. This society that I made a call back and talk about this thing, the WhatsApp business and TNTech thing. I don't know if you can talk to the minister and tell him put things in place for the people to transfer the bill on the trolley.
Hear what you do, hear what you do.
Thank you very much.
I totally forgot you. Just leave your name and I will call you after my program. Leave your number also. You there, Yon? So, Trinidad and Tobago, Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines has dismissed opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisasa calls for laws to deal with home invasion similar to Stand Your Ground legislation in the United States. So, Hines, house breaking, house invasion, people coming into your house illegally, Kamala Prasad Bisasa decides she wants to move our legislation, she wants to move our motion in the parliament, and what are you doing? What you doing? You dismiss that? Hey, let me tell you something in Trinidad and Tobago. You see bandits? Bandits should start going against some high hierarchies. Take what I tell you, and that is the only, you see what they do in Venezuela? They do business who minister you is, you know. Them red people, they're coming in your house, you know. They don't care who you is, you know. Trinidad needs some of that. Oh, first thing I say, oh, Saieed, you're inciting violence. But if only I care for the small man, you think I go care about all you? You think I go care about all you? Inciting violence? Let me tell you something. If I was inciting violence, you know what happened with ministers? All of that fly out of Trinidad. If I, Saieed, decide to influence people, all that fly out of Trinidad. But I wouldn't use my power to do that. I wouldn't. I didn't put all your day, you know. I didn't put all your day. Inciting violence. Inciting violence is paying a man to go and do something. Me, I pay nobody to do nothing. I will pay aspirate. You see one day I'll sing. I don't hear him bashing this big mouth man again on TV. Let me tell you something. We are under siege right now. We are under siege. Kamala wants to move a motion. She wants to bring forth a legislation. So stand your ground in your property, meaning defend your property. Clumsy head what we have as a Minister of National Security, he dismissed that. Let me tell you something. He under bodyguard day and night, you know. It's we the taxpayers paying for his food, you know. We the taxpayers causing him to get exemption, you know. We the taxpayers paying for plane ride for them. We the taxpayers paying for them to stay in hotel. You know why? Because them are touching their money. Every 30 days, them getting their money. While the cane farmers still wondering when they're getting their money. About 10 years now. Or 20 years. Watch me nothing. I did back on Thursday, you know. How many killing it have throughout Trinidad and Tobago? How much? How much home invasion it have in our country? The Minister of National Security refused to make statements on home invasion. The parliaments now refuse to bring something to help the citizens and them. But all the Prime Minister talking about is election coming up just now, and local election, and those who want to be a candidate for the PNM come up. Let me tell you something, bandits should break in some of them house. Then all will understand how serious it is. Oh, Saieed, you're inciting violence. Really? My son was kidnapped almost 3 years. Who inside that? Saieed? Thank God I had the ability and the power to deal with them. What about the innocent one and them? What about the innocent one and them? Like I said, if I was influencing people, ministers fly out of Trinidad. They fly out, they leave. All your big car and your big house. You leave everything and you're gone. You know why? Your life involved. I just tell people on national television, I ain't afraid nobody, come at me and I will deal with you accordingly. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed. Great program as usual. You keep hitting the nail with a sledgehammer, Mr. Saieed. You're presenting the facts, and you know what Idi Amin and his notorious gang will say? You're inciting racism and you're inciting violence in this country, but you're presenting the facts. The PNM government deliberately allowed this situation we are in today in this country to reach this stage. The blood on every citizen, the blood of every citizen that was killed is on the hands of Idi Amin and his notorious gang of people in this country. Mr. Saieed, crevices flows into streams. Streams flows into rivers, and rivers flows into the ocean.
Correct.
It means when you put that to real life, when the water reaches the ocean, it is uncontrollable. The PNM deliberately have crime where it is today because they are benefiting from it. Over $2 billion spent on legal fees and state briefs. Citizens, listen to this, over $2 billion, So if anybody talk about, let me say, 95% of the people in jail is of one group. You inciting racism and you inciting discrimination. The facts are there, Idi Amin and your gang, the facts are there.
So when they're lambasting the 1%, you know who is the 1%? The Syrian. Everything happening in this country. Poverty, they say the 1% and the 1% and the 1% grabbing land. That is inciting discrimination. That is inciting violence. When Olio had a woman dressed in a sari at all sports day in Tabaki and had two gorilla from your notorious gang disrobe her. That is you presented an Indian woman in a sari. That wasn't inciting violence amongst your people, telling you to rape people when you see them in sari. Who are the people who wear sari in this country? So, Mr. Saeed, so the pundits, they condemn the pundit. Everybody condemn the pundit for presenting the facts of an issue, and the facts are there. Everything is there. Last night I heard this Dr. Mohammed. I like to listen to him. He's a psychologist. I love to listen to him. So, Dr. Mohammed, why it is you didn't say, you said everything about the notorious criminals we had from East Indian and Dolce and Naim and all of them. Why you didn't tell your African brothers and sisters to stop robbing the Indians and respect each other, respect.
Thank you, my friend. Tonight is not about race. Tonight, thank you for your comments. Tonight is not about race. It's not about your hair texture. It's not about your skin color. It's not about if you're rich or you're poor. Because I have rich friends who had to pay kidnappers. I have poor friends whose home were broken into. I want to hear something. All I feel the Minister of National Security, all I feel he's a block. Listen to this. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has stated that arming citizens was not the answer to the country's crime problem. And the proposal by the opposition leader to enact stand your ground legislation is also not a viable solution. Listen to this.
And while Rowley spends 2 full days talking foolishness that they had, no plan, no policy, no program, the UNC will do the following to put an end to this devilish offense of home invasion. 1, we will bring legislation to Parliament to create a specific criminal offense of home invasion. I propose that our next UNC government will create this full offense. This will involve increasing the sentences for larceny, burglary, serious assault, unlawful entry to your properties, whether it be your home or your businesses, and that you will be able to use force. They come and use in force, firearm, weapon, cutlass, whatever it may be. And so we propose this specific offense, and we will create that offense with a penalty of 25 years in jail. 25 years in jail.
Just how it is, just how police is hold you. Just how the police will hold you. You go before the magistrate and let the facts present themselves. How could that be a dangerous thing? How could that be a dangerous thing when bandits are using your home as their own one? You lock up your door and they will come and say, put their hand on the knob and say, open sesame, and the door will open. And when done now, you deal with them accordingly. Police want to charge you for excessive force. I want a bandit going in a police house. How much policemen lost their vehicle in Trinidad and Tobago? How many policemen have bandits broke into their home? How many? Do they report it to the station or do they report it to the media? Home invasion is rampant. There's a video on social media where a Tobagonian woman, she said she was set up from a teller in the bank. It's all over social media. You will tell me a teller calling you to ask you if you're safe with your money? Really? Really? So Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to import $5 billion in cash and bond to pay VAT arrears after this.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Carney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Finance Minister Colin Mim would have stated that the value of outstanding value-added tax, VAT refund, amounted to $7.8 billion and a combination of $1 to $2 billion in cash and $3 billion in bond will be used to pay some of the outstanding refund. Independent Senator Amrita Deonarain asked for the current value of outstanding VAT refunds, the timeline to clear the backlog of outstanding refund, and the mechanism outstanding or outside of issuing bonds to avoid a recurrence of backlog. In Burt, he said, the present government inherited close to $5 billion in outstanding VAT refund when it took office in 2015, while the value of outstanding VAT refund amounted to $7.8 billion at the end of March 2023. Listen to this.
It should also be noted that the question of outstanding VAT refunds is not new. The records indicate that the amount of outstanding VAT refunds stood at $3 billion in May of 2010. And notwithstanding record levels of income and expenditure in the 2010 to 2015 period, the amount of outstanding VAT refunds increased to $4.6 billion by September 2015. The present government thus inherited close to $5 billion in outstanding VAT refunds when it took office in 2015. Regarding the specific questions asked, the value of outstanding VAT refunds amounted to $7.8 billion at the end of March 2023. The timeline to clear the backlog of VAT refunds is dependent on the availability of cash flow to enable an accelerated reduction in the refund arrears and the anticipated administrative reforms consequent on the full implementation of the Revenue Authority, which is expected to significantly reduce the amount of VAT refunds claimed. It is not possible, therefore, to give a firm timeline at this time.
So what I want to find out from Imbert now, how much money did he collected in VAT? How much money did the Finance Ministry get or collected from VAT? Well, I heard billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. Bond will be issued between June and August 2023 and will be suitable price to allow full redemption at par in the commercial banks, which will total value of VAT refunded for 2023 to over $5 billion. Listen to Imbert.
I am pleased to announce that Cabinet recently agreed to the issuance of VAT bonds in the aggregate sum of $3 billion to assist with the settlement of outstanding VAT refunds to date, to be issued in tranches. It is anticipated that these $3 billion bonds will be issued between June and August of 2023. And as in the past, these bonds will be suitably priced to allow full redemption at par in the commercial banks. These bonds will bring the total amount of VAT refunds for 2023 to over $5 billion and significantly reduce the amount of outstanding refunds. Thank you.
Now, viewers, according to Imbert, commenting on plans to deal with the remaining $5 billion still owed, Imbert said they will continue to issue cash refund because at this time, the cash refund are estimated to be between $1 billion and $2 billion. Imbert.
In addition to the issuance of the $3 billion in VAT bonds, we will continue to issue cash refunds. At this time, the cash refunds are estimated to be between $1 and $2 billion. So you're really looking at a backlog that is closer to $2.8 billion. And we do believe that when the Revenue Authority comes into full implementation, that the gap, the non-compliance gap, will be significantly reduced. So it's a combination of bonds and cash refunds and better administration of the tax system.
Caller, good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Saeed, I want to congratulate you. You're the first media personnel that literally come out and say that bandit leaders are targeting the hierarchies. Let me tell you something. They don't understand state that the poor man going through this country. They don't know where it is to be closing up your gate 6 o'clock every day and watching out to see when they come and they kick down your door. They don't know about that kind of thing. Them are paid bodyguards. They guard them 24/7, paid by taxpayers' money. But it's true they say. Right? When you see people in a red house start getting robbed like normal people out here, then they don't understand how serious.
If bandits start attacking those in authority or their children, what do you think is going to happen in Trinidad?
Then things that are change side. Listen, I want to commend the people of Felicity for having that watch group, that neighborhood watch group initiative where they're running it. Right? I want to commend them because that's a brave thing they're doing, and I find looking out for the villagers on it.
Yes.
That's a real honorable thing now. But I want to find out something, right? Where is the regiment of Trinidad and Tobago? Where them doing? You don't think about them. Where are they? And it's 3,000 plus the regiment have.
Thousands.
So why they can't dispatch the regiment all over in various areas to curb the crime in the night, to stop the robberies and the home invasions? Why they can't dispatch these people outside it? Listen, side. this Prime Minister we have here, we need to have an election this year in a general election. Because people are not going to survive this year in a Because this man had a press conference today to come and talk about Brent Thomas. And this thing where they went across in Barbados so all he and all kind of things. Man even acknowledge all the people that get shoot for this week alone. The man is sorry to nobody's family. Apologize to nobody for the family member getting shoot like dog inside the road. When he come and talk about Brent Thomas and this and that, and then telling the media, talking up to the media and telling them, no asking no more questions, they can't answer no more questions. So why you come to have a press conference for? Let me tell you something inside. Now when I see these people come on TV, I didn't turn it off for them. Because Fitzgerald, he's done. Fully done. He knows nothing about our job he's doing. Everybody just decide to collect a salary at the end of the month. And I noticed, touching on this whole bank issue, where this woman has seen the video, but I want to ask you a question. You know, so you're a man in the financial institution, right? When I tell her sitting by a counter, are they by law allowed to have their phone or any other phone?
No, they're not allowed to have their phones.
By the counter?
They're not allowed to have phones.
So why are the bank managers allowing these people to have phones by the counter? Because these are the people that setting up people who withdrawing more than 20,000 or something account to get robbed. Why is it that these people are being allowed to have phones on them? When they catch a seller with a phone on them, get rid of them.
Suspend them one time.
Fire them. You have to make an example because people can't be going. Never tell them something inside. Like this one now for a long time. You go and set up somebody to get robbed and then that person will swing back to you.
Correct.
I don't think life is no. And when that start happening, tell us to start leaving the work. So whatever that safeguard is just see that bank thing, that's a serious thing.
That's a serious thing.
People hard with money.
Yeah.
They're playing with and they don't understand that. Some people don't understand how hard other people are gonna sacrifice and work for where they want to decide.
Correct.
When they have it, everybody just envy them and then look to say, oh, they have this and they have that. But them they know. They don't know the story, but everybody gets the glory, That is what is happening in this country inside.
Correct.
Anything outside, you enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, I want to tell you what Gatsby Dolly has to say concerning violence and crime close the schools in Trinidad and Tobago after this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtor Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtor Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Trinidad and Tobago. Minister of Education, Dr. Nian Gasby-Dolly have stated that her ministry should not be asked to predict which crime will happen near schools, and resources can be used and made available in response to such incident. Gasby-Dolly stated, while such incident could not be predicted, there was system available to support students and staff at schools who may be affected by such crime that will secure their mental health. Listen to this.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am not sure if I'm being asked if the Ministry of Education is to now predict if a crime will take place close to a school, because this is not the first time it has happened. On a regular basis, the school social workers and guidance counselors interact with our students and would ensure that they engage them in activities that will secure their mental health. But when a circumstance arises, which no one can predict, then we would beef up the resources to ensure that any trauma experienced by the students is taken care of by those officials.
Gasby-Dolly added that additional security, including police, was assigned to the schools, and concrete wall might not be the solution to determine criminals from targeting school, as there have been instances where persons go over the wall to get into schools. Listen to this.
Mr. President, I want to unfortunately say that concrete walls are not a deterrent to persons who are determined to get into any building. Schools are not excluded from this, unfortunately. So that consideration, though it may seem on the face of it something that might be preemptive, may not actually play out, because we have had instances where persons go over the walls of schools to get into schools. So in this circumstance, we are going to fix the fences as is required, and we are going to ensure that the security presence is there to give the security to the students and the teachers.
So Trinidad and Tobago, what do you think about that? Call her good night. You stick you got the click. So hear this now. An investigation is underway after a student was apprehended at the Tranquility Government School with a cutlass. We had the video? A cutlass in the school. Look at that. Look at that, Trinidad and Tobago. The schools them reach where they're going now. When they can tell me? The schools reach where they're going. Let me tell you something. Principal in schools now need to put down their foot and call on Gasby-Dolly for stiffer penalties for school children breaking the laws. Come back to me. School principal, let me tell you something. All they're governing the school while the children there. When an incident happened in school, is the principal name calling in the school. Keep a protest with all the principals around Trinidad and Tobago schools. Ask for stiffer penalty for school children. Oh, Saieed, they're under 18, we can't prosecute them. And they have a cutlass in the school? What you do with a cutlass in school? If you're going to do gardening, the cutlass will be secured and locked up in the tool shed under the watchful eyes of the gardener. Am I correct? Let's talk now. Somebody say something. Let's talk now. What does student do with a cutlass in school? So Trinidad and Tobago, I want to let you take a look at this. When I told you all that you all will be charged with excessive force, all of you feel I was joking? Ready? Look at this. I just received this text. Zoom it up. It could get bigger than that on screen. I want the public to read it. Carry it up if you had it. Zoom it up right up. Nice. Trinidad and Tobago, all you feel. When I tell all you will be charged for excessive force. If a bandit comes into all your house and all you deal with them, let me tell you something, it's a different thing altogether, you know. You ready? Try it up, don't wait for me. Look at this Trinidad and Tobago. Read that carefully. Salams, brother. Salams, brother. Texting you from the United States, Miami. A few years ago, I was attacked in my premises in Shogunas. 5 minutes away from your studio. The Shogunas police told me that they will have to charge me for fighting. Where she got attacked? In her premises. In her premises. The bandit run into her. Well, they're making joke. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but a rerun of this program is from 11:30 to 12:30 tomorrow on Synergy, and we'll meet right back here on Friday for Fire Friday. Good night.